I completely changed. Honestly, you have to learn from things like that.
A Chiefs star speaking out for the first time after being sentenced for his role in a multi-car crash. A woman injured in that partial building collapse now headed to court. We're digging through the new lawsuit. And kids are getting ready to head back to school. We'll show you how the Metro is helping them prepare.
KMBC 9 News at 6 starts now.
We want to start with that haze just still lingering over the metro. Smoke from wildfires is triggering air quality alerts all through tomorrow morning. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight on KMBC 9. I am Jamie Weiss. Jackson Kurtz has the night off. First Alert meteorologist Pete Grigsby joining me now. And Pete, when's this haze finally going to clear out?
It is actually slowly being pushed out even as we speak, Jamie, but it's going to take a little bit of time to get that out of here completely. I think this time by tomorrow evening, you're going to see the big difference. As of right now, though, first look live Doppler radar is showing the clean sweep. Now, earlier about 5:10, we had a light shower in northeast Kansas that has dissipated. So if you are heading out, we're not expecting any rain chances, at least for this evening. When it comes to the air quality, it has been downgraded, which is good, but we're still at that one level where it's still hazy out there and can be a respiratory problem with some people out there. Olathe and southward, though, you're still at a slightly higher level. And I'm talking about like unhealthy for some. And you see the categories here listed. So in just a matter of time before that drier and cooler air from the east, southeast really goes to work and pushes all this out of there. But right now, that's how it looks if you're going to be heading out for this evening. 76 degrees, our wind flow about 11 miles an hour from the southeast direction. Air quality, of course, in fair condition. When you look at the numbers, we drop back down into the 60s later on this evening at 69 degrees. Wind flow from the east about 6 to 10 miles an hour. Things are shaping up, though, just in time for tomorrow, and big changes on the way for next week. 9-day forecast in detail coming up.
Yeah, looking forward to that, Pete. Thank you. But of course, all this smoke we've been talking about is really making it harder for some people to breathe. It's something you need to be careful around, especially when it comes to kids. Over the last 3 days, a local doctor says he's seen more kids coming into the ER because of breathing issues. Here's what he says you need to look out for.
Really shortness of breath, wheezing, and coughing. A lot of times with poor air quality, kids will complain about itchy eyes or a scratchy throat as well.
He says people should really be limiting their time outside as the air quality issues linger. Right now, we are getting some new details when it comes to last night's deadly shooting in Kansas City, Missouri. Police have found the man now identified as 49-year-old Robert Benedict dead yesterday evening. This happened near East 8th and Benton, just south of Independence Avenue. Police tell us shots were fired after an argument involving multiple people. No word yet on any arrest. If you happen to know what happened here, get in touch with the Crime Stoppers Tips Hotline through their website and through their call line, 816-474-TIPS. Right now, police are also investigating a shooting in the Northland. This happened on the off-ramp of I-35 in North Antioch. That first call came out just after 6:30 last night. Police say they found a woman with non-life-threatening injuries. The circumstances around that shooting are still under investigation, but right now police say they're not looking for any suspects. We'll of course update you as soon as we get more details. Today marks 1 week since the Metro's latest law enforcement death. Last Saturday, Wyandotte County Sheriff's Deputy Elijah Ming was killed while assisting someone in danger. A woman had asked for protection when moving out of her home after a man had threatened her. When Deputy Ming and a KCK officer arrived at the house, that man ambushed them, killing Ming. Today, during a back-to-school event, people were able to sign a banner sharing their support for the Wyandotte County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff's Optics says it was heartwarming to see.
And that really just echoes the support that we've had from the community over this last week. The support we've had has been just overwhelming.
Loved ones also held a candlelight vigil for Deputy Ming on Wednesday. The Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 40 says scammers are setting up fake accounts and asking for donations for Deputy Ming's family. Since Deputy Ming's death, the Fraternal Order of Police has set up a legitimate Venmo account where you can donate to his family directly. Keep in mind, some scammers have created fake accounts, so if you see something that looks suspicious, call the sheriff's office to double check. Since that shooting, a memorial has grown outside of the Wyandotte County Courthouse. Flowers have been laid on Deputy Ming's car. Funeral arrangements are still pending. The suspect in the case is facing capital murder charges. Sean Harris is expected to be back in court this month. The district attorney has a few more days to decide whether to pursue the death penalty. A Jackson County woman is suing the Family Dollar on Broadway Boulevard. Last weekend, the roof of the Family Dollar store on Broadway collapsed in Kansas City, Missouri, killing a 68-year-old man. A 50-year-old woman is suing the property owner, as well as Family Dollar. She says she was inside that store last Sunday when the roof collapsed on top of her, leaving her critically injured. The lawsuit also points out what KMBC has previously reported. A 2016 car crash knocked out a support pillar in front of the building, and that pillar was never repaired. Tonight, Rashee Rice is speaking out for the first time since being sentenced for his role in a multi-car crash last year. The star wide receiver was sentenced to 30 days in jail and 5 years of probation as part of a plea agreement. He's also waiting for the details of his suspension in the NFL. As he continues to move forward, he's using this opportunity to grow and continue to improve, even when he can't be on the field.
I've completely changed. Honestly, you have to learn from things like that. So I've learned, and I've taken advantage of being able to learn from something like that. I'm locked in. This is what I do. This is my job. This is what I love to do. So, I mean, even when I'm not able to be out there with my team, I'm going to still be working as hard as I can so I can be back out there with them as soon as possible.
Coach Reed says the team will deal with the suspension whenever the league announces it. It was a very special day in the North Kansas City School District as Oak Park High School officially opened a Vietnam War Memorial Healing Wall that will be inside the school. KMBC 9's Alan Shope explains.
And with that, the Oak Park High School Healing Wall opened.
To me, it means closure for the families. That's the most important thing.
For Vietnam veteran in Oak Park High School class of 67's Kerry Marshall, it's been his dream 3 years in the making. A wall honoring all those that fought in the Vietnam War that went to Oak Park, and a way to honor those 12 former Northman students that never made it back.
They need to be recognized for what they gave up.
The school hosting a very special ceremony on Saturday to officially open the wall, the group raising nearly $6,000 for it.
I knew all 12 Oak Park graduates that made the ultimate sacrifice in Vietnam. Some of them I knew very well, some of them just by having class together and passing in the halls.
The group hopes today's students passing in those halls will stop, read, and remember.
I wanted to do some research on the war in Vietnam. We were forgotten.
There are close to 300 names on the wall, and that's a number they expect to grow as they identify more veterans from the Vietnam War that went to Oak Park.
Family members of the people who are on this wall, they went through sacrifice too. And just like for the students, understand what it was about, know what their grandfathers did.
In Kansas City North, Alan Shope, KMBC 9 News.
That memorial will honor the names of the 275 veterans and the sacrifice of the 12 alumni killed in action, spanning a 9-year period from 1966 through 1975 with those Oak Park graduates. Right now, kids all across the metro are gearing up to head back to class. Kids, I know, it's almost time. KCPS Fest took over the parking lot at East High School, transforming it into a massive drive-through event. The district handed out backpacks and school supplies to help students start the year off right. Families also took advantage of free immunization, sports physicals, and health screenings, all organized by the Kansas City Public Schools Education Foundation.
We really want to make sure that all the kids in our community are prepared for school and ready to go, and we don't want any kids staying home because they don't have what they need.
The district says interest was really high, with thousands signed up and dozens of volunteers stepping in to help. Across the state line, first responders in KCK gathered at Heathwood Park to hand out backpacks. Each one was stuffed with school supplies to help local kids start the school year strong. The event included games, a hot dog lunch, spray park fun, and even the chance to meet Leo the Lion. Sheriff's Optic says it's just another way to give back.
It's always good to be able to get out with our community and have them be involved with us and us involved with them. They get to see us in a different light than maybe they have in the past.
In all, first responders were able to hand out 700 backpacks. And hey, don't forget, you can still save some money while shopping for back-to-school supplies in Missouri. Tax-free weekend is well underway. The sales tax holiday runs through Sunday, and you don't even have to live in Missouri to take advantage of the sales. From school to shopping supplies and clothing as well, to even computers and more, there are some caps on how much you can save. We have a list of details on what's covered in this sales tax holiday and what you can expect as you try to save money. Just search Missouri Tax-Free Holiday on our website. That's KMBC.com. The stock market took quite the hit yesterday, reacting to tariffs imposed by the U.S. on other countries, as well as a disappointing jobs report. The president is lashing out at jobs data, firing the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. As our Perry Russin reports, some are calling it a dangerous precedent.
Friday's jobs report shows the economy added just 73,000 jobs in July, well below expectations. The report also revised jobs numbers for the last 2 months, as it often does, revealing 250,000 fewer jobs were created in May and June than previously reported. President Trump then firing Erica McEnteffer, the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. She was appointed by President Biden in 2023 and confirmed by the Senate in an overwhelming bipartisan vote in 2024. Trump claiming without evidence that the data was, quote, rigged to make him look bad.
Mr. President, why did you fire the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics? Because I think our numbers were wrong.
William Beach, who was nominated by Trump and led the agency during his first term, condemning the firing of his successor.
He made a claim that the commissioner was instrumental in changing the number. It's impossible for the commissioner to do that. The commissioner does not even see the numbers until the numbers are completely done and they're loaded and ready to be distributed.
One Democratic congressman calling the move authoritarian.
This is a very disturbing report about the state of the American economy. Unemployment is up, inflation is up. The president is unwilling to deal with the facts that his policies are helping to lead to decreased employment.
All this comes as the president announced he'll raise import taxes on nearly 70 countries next week. Investors worried amid all the uncertainty, stocks tumbling. The Dow Jones down 542 points in Friday's trading. Trump's tariffs face legal challenges. This week, a federal appeals court hearing arguments questioning whether the president has the authority to impose across-the-board tariffs without congressional approval. Perry Russom, ABC News, Washington.
A baby found alone in a yard in triple-digit heat, miles away from a crime scene.
We are dealing with an extremely violent individual.
4 family members dead, including the child's parents. And tonight, a statewide manhunt is underway.
We have been at least 10 degrees below the normal for the past couple of days here in the Kansas City area. That's going to change come next week. Yes, the pendulum swinging the other way starting Thursday as temperatures soar above the normal of 89. Details of the 9-day forecast coming up.
Plus, the Chiefs are back in St. Joe. How some rookies are reacting to training camp. That's next.
Today is an impact day. Stay connected with First Alert Weather. KMBC 9 News, leading the way. Your station leading the way with coverage of what's happening right now and what's next. KMBC 9 News.
Right now, an urgent manhunt is underway in Montana for the man accused of killing 4 people in a bar. We first brought you this story as breaking news yesterday. In the small town of Anaconda, they are on lockdown as police search for Michael Brown. Detectives found his abandoned car overnight.
Law enforcement has located the white Ford F-150 that Brown fled the scene in. However, Brown was not located in or around the vehicle.
The FBI and ATF are assisting. SWAT teams cleared the suspect's home last night as he remains at large. Right now, investigators in Tennessee are also searching for a man after 4 people were killed. A baby girl was found abandoned nearly 40 miles away, alive in sweltering heat. Maribel Gonzalez reports with who police are looking for.
An infant was found alive Tuesday, nearly 40 miles from where the bodies of the girl's parents, grandmother, and uncle were found.
Survived the mother of the baby. They found their vehicle at 620 Carrington Road.
Investigators from the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation are looking for 28-year-old Austin Robert Drummond. He's wanted in connection with the deaths of 21-year-old James M. Wilson, 20-year-old Adriana Williams, 38-year-old Courtney Rose, and 15-year-old Braden Williams. Investigators believe the suspect knew the victims.
We are dealing with an extremely violent individual.
The 4 were found dead in Tiptonville hours after the baby of James and Adriana was found in a car seat in the front yard of a home near the Dyer County community of Tigrit. At the time, the heat index was 116 degrees, but authorities were called shortly after the baby was abandoned. Drummond is wanted on charges including murder, kidnapping, and multiple firearm offenses.
We do need the community to be very careful. We do not need them to try to approach this person.
So far, investigators haven't revealed a motive for the crimes, how police came to suspect him, or why the baby was left a county away from her home.
Our heart goes out to the family. It goes out to the family that's going to be dealing with the child and raising a child that has lost both parents now.
I'm Maribel Gonzalez reporting.
Millions of borrowers are going to see a jump in their student loan balances as part of a policy shift by the Trump administration. The change will affect borrowers enrolled in the income-driven Savings on a Valuable Education Plan, also known as a SAVE plan. Federal court rulings in Missouri and Kansas last year blocked key parts of the SAVE plan, leading to no interest forbearance since last summer. Now that plan and the 8 million or so borrowers who utilized it are in for some changes.
This plan has been tied up in litigation, and the Trump administration decided, without ever being forced by a court, to start interest charges for those borrowers.
Deciding what to do next is up to individuals, starting payments now or continue with forbearance. But either way, balances are going to increase, which causes stress for borrowers. The Kansas City Chiefs are about midway through training camp. Our Taylor Kaufman was in St. Joseph, Missouri this morning with the team as we get closer and closer to the start of the season.
The Kansas City Chiefs are 1 week away from their first preseason game, and for all of the rookies, that means they're going to take the field for the first time as NFL players. Ashton Gelati was selected this year in the NFL draft, and he told us today what it's going to mean for him making his NFL debut.
A blessing, a dream come true, really. You know, I've been dreaming of this since I was a kid, and God put this journey on my heart, and just be able to live it out and play at the highest level is that's a privilege and again an honor.
The first preseason game doesn't mean the end of training camp. These guys will be back out here on the field putting in the work until August 13th. From St. Joseph, Missouri, I'm Taylor Kaufman, KMBC 9 News.
Exclusive live radar and 9-day forecast, so you'll know first. This is First Alert Weather.
We've been talking a lot about the haziness, the smoke over the last couple of days, but are things finally going to clear out soon?
I was hoping we'd just get cool air, which we did, and just be quiet about it. But no, we have to throw something in there. I know. Nothing's easy around here, right? All right, in Kansas City, though, look in the middle of your screen. Things are kind of moderate when it comes to the smoke and haziness. The good news is, as we advance the clock in the forecast for tomorrow, those stronger winds from the east-southeast direction, you see how they kind of push it out? Because keep in mind, your forest fires are to the northwest and west of us. And we had those upper level winds and wind flow coming in from those directions. That's what brought it to us to begin with. So now we got another directional wind that's going to fight back for us, and I think things are going to be much better come this time tomorrow. Now, when rain chances, we talk about the next couple of days or so, a 20% chance of a shower tomorrow, but it's a very light, spotty shower at most in the afternoon and evening hours. I'll show that more to you in just a minute or so. As right now with the haziness out there, it is 76 degrees. Our heat index, non-existent basically, because the nice cooler, drier air is in place. Our wind speed is about 10 to 15 miles an hour from the east-southeast direction, relative humidity at 50%. 76 degrees in Chillicothe, Missouri. Trenton, you're at 75, 75 in Leavenworth, Kansas. Ottawa, you're at 81, along with Lacine. Boulder at 80 degrees, and Belton at 78. This is Future Scan for tomorrow morning into the afternoon. We'll start it at 12 noon for your Sunday. Lots of sunshine midday, but then notice to the west, all that cloudiness kind of slowly creeping in. That's your little light shower activity. Spotty shower activity off and on. Not everybody will get rain from this. I just don't want you to be surprised if you're one of the few that will get that quick little shower and then just kind of quickly moves out or dissipates. So nothing really significant, but that definitely chance is there. All right, let's go to the 9-day forecast and talk about tomorrow morning. A nice cool morning. 58 degrees. The afternoon high about 77, but there's your chance of a shower, especially starting around 1 o'clock in the afternoon into the early evening hours. Wind flow 5 to 10 miles an hour from a east-southeast direction. That's going to help push some of that haziness and that smoke out. As for Monday, it looks a little warmer, but still very comfortable after a morning start of 60, the high about 80 degrees. So we're welcome back to the 80s. We're going to talk about early next week. 81 for Liberty, 81 for Leavenworth, and Chillicothe 79, Butler 83. 85 creeping upward for Tuesday. A chance of a shower on Wednesday with a high of 87. Back to the 90s. I talked about earlier how we're going to be above normal. It starts with Thursday, 90, 91, up to 92 a week from today with a few showers and a better chance of rain coming that following Sunday. So temperatures will be back to above normal of 89 starting with Thursday of next week. And as of right now, next weekend, a decent rain chance, especially come Sunday.
All right, appreciate the heads up. Thanks, Pete. Well, big decisions with low turnout. Primary elections start next week in Kansas and Missouri. We're breaking down which seats are open next. Tuesday is primary day in Kansas and Missouri. Cities and counties will be holding some elections, and one of the big races is in Wyandotte County, KCK. The Unified Government Mayor and CEO Tyrone Gardner will not be running for re-election. Half of the UG's Board of Commissioners and the Wyandotte County Sheriff are also on the ballot. Voter turnout typically isn't great for primaries, and turnout in the past has been low, which means fewer people are making major decisions that will affect everyone living and working there.
These are the folks that are going to vote on whether or not to raise property taxes, whether or not to throw some tax incentives in the direction of the Chiefs and Royals if they end up building facilities in the area. You know, remember that the mayor only gets a vote if it's a tiebreaker. Right. So the commission races, despite the low turnout, there's going to be high stakes.
Sunday morning on Heart of the Matter, our roundtable of journalists breaks down everything you need to know ahead of Tuesday's elections. Join us for Heart of the Matter Sunday morning at 11 on KMBC 9. The kennels are full, and Casey Pet Project needs your help. It's Clear the Shelters month, and this weekend you can make a big difference for a small price.
Temperatures will be rising well above normal as we talk about mid to late next week. But in addition to that, our rain chances look pretty good for next weekend. Details coming up. .27 on a Saturday evening. The haziness out there, as we talked about this even yesterday, impacting us. The reason why that is smoke from forest fires to the west and northwest of Kansas City, and the upper winds blowing that in. And this outlooks even right now. The good news is with a stronger east wind and a southeast wind helping us slowly clear this out of here. But right now we're at 76 degrees with plenty of clear skies. I know it's hard to believe that when you look at something like that. Our dew point down to 56. That is very comfortable, drier air that's in place. I hope you take time to enjoy that because things will bounce upward quickly come next week. And our wind flow about 10 to 15 miles an hour from the east-southeast direction. And that's going to, again, help us out with all the smoke that's in the atmosphere. 9-day forecast showing some rain chances and, of course, a big change in temperature. Details are coming up.
All right. Thanks for the heads up there, Pete. We want to bring you Soledad O'Brien now with a look at what's coming up on Matter of Fact.
Hi, everybody. I'm Soledad O'Brien. This week on Matter of Fact, as we celebrate 10 seasons, we take a look at the stories of the voiceless and those forgotten in time. First, a migrant teen who was trafficked to Iowa as an underage worker. Could others be at risk as states look to change child labor laws to ease a worker shortage? Plus, remembering the 6888, how this all-female Army battalion cleared a massive backlog of mail for American soldiers during World War II. And my conversations with the correspondents who help give voice to these stories. Join us for that this week on Matter of Fact.
You can watch Matter of Fact with Soledad O'Brien tomorrow morning at 10:30 on KMBC 9 with an encore airing at 11 tomorrow night.
They told us not to be walking.
Air quality across the metro plunging into dangerous territory. What you need to watch out for. Plus, the local tax board is under scrutiny, and now the state is stepping in. We're getting answers into what prompted the intervention and what this could mean for Platte County property owners.
Your station leading the way with First Alert Weather, Kansas City's largest, most experienced team, KMBC 9 News.
I've got statistical information backing all my value.
A local tax board is under scrutiny, accused of granting deep reductions to major businesses. Now, the state is stepping in, and the assessor says it's about fairness for all taxpayers. Kansas City skyline hidden behind haze, the air heavy with smoke from Canadian wildfires. That's leading to air quality alerts all across the metro. So we do want to start with First Alert Weather. Meteorologist Pete Grigsby here with us, and we called today an impact day just because of the air quality.
You know, just check that off that long list of things we've had to deal with. I mean, really.
All the rain in July, now this
flooding.
We can't enjoy a nice forecast, can we?
And we haven't had a shower earlier. That's why I show live Doppler radar. Earlier this afternoon, there was a little spotty shower up and around northeast Kansas corner there, not too far from Hiawatha and Atchison. But right now we are rain free, but I will tell you, you will get a few little spotty shower activity come tomorrow for your Sunday. Now, speaking of the air quality, okay, now this has actually been downgraded a little bit, and that's good. It's good to see the yellow and not the orange and red. We do have a little bit of orange left. That's for areas just south and southeast of Olathe. That means unhealthy for some. And you see the air quality index. So if we can drop everybody down to moderate and then to good level, I'm hoping by tomorrow night we can all be in that good category. But like I said, it could be a lot worse, but it's just something you want to be aware of if you are going to be heading out, because look at that. The visual tells the story. Our thermometer reading, though, also tells a nice story. That cooler, drier air we've been waiting for, and it's been here for a couple of days. Right now it's 76. It's very comfortable out there. Wind speed's about 11 miles an hour from the east-southeast direction. And if you're heading out this evening, 71 degrees at 9 o'clock and down to 68 right before midnight, looking really good with a wind flow about 5 to 10 miles an hour. A little bit of cloudiness to the north, a little bit of light rain in the extreme southern Omaha, and that is really about it. But our rain chances do increase as we talk about next week. Details, 9-day forecasts coming up.
All right, looking forward to that. Thank you, Pete. So, of course, we've been talking about all the smoke we've seen in the metro this weekend. It's really been making it harder for some people to breathe. KMBC 9's Eric Graves talked to a doctor about what parents should watch out for.
We're at the park and I'm like, what's going on?
It's an air quality alert in the Kansas City metro.
I think today's one of those days that they told us not to be walking.
Canadian wildfire smoke has drifted hundreds of miles to fill KC's air with particles. The air quality index is hanging around the unhealthy for sensitive groups to unhealthy for everyone categories.
Hey, I didn't realize it was that bad because you don't smell it.
But you can see it. What you're looking at right now is the Kansas City skyline. It has vanished from our view here near Swope Park. That's because of that wildfire smoke, barely seeing the tops of those buildings. And if you look outside right now, your favorite view has probably disappeared too. In Loose Park Friday, some people were aware what they were breathing in.
You can feel we're more winded. And I have asthma, so it's really kind of crazy.
University of Kansas Health System pediatric intensivist Dr. Sean Sood says the wildfire smoke is something to be cautious around, especially when it comes to kids.
Kids, they breathe more air relative to their body size compared to adults do.
In the last 3 days, Sood says he's seen more kids come to the ER because of breathing issues. Here's what to look out for.
Really shortness of breath, wheezing, and coughing. A lot of times with poor air quality, kids will complain about itchy eyes or a scratchy throat as well.
Sood says people should be limiting their time outside as the air quality issues linger into the weekend. In Kansas City, Eric Graves, KMBC 9 News.
The Missouri State Tax Commission is forcing Platte County to increase every residential property tax assessment by 15%. In a press release, Platte County commissioners called the state's actions heavy-handed and unjust, adding they won't comply. KMBC 9's Brian Johnson is getting answers about what caused this and what happens next.
The assessor says the state is intervening because the Board of Equalization is out of control, favoring business insiders at the cost of working families. We're at this Hilton Hotel in Kansas City by the airport. It has 340 rooms. It sold last year for a reported $32 million, the assessor says. He assessed it conservatively at $23.5 million. The BOE dropped it down to $13 million.
I've been keeping my ratio where it needs to be on the low end, like right around 91.
Platte County Assessor David Cox says the state would not have raised residential assessments if the local Board of Equalization would stop giving out massive tax breaks to a select few.
I didn't raise values this year on hardworking people to see them pay the brunt of the tax bill versus all the people that appealed.
Cox says it's about equity. No backdoor deals, just low taxes and assessments for all.
I've got a Board of Equalization that lowers values all the time, and I just can't really keep up with it.
The assessor says there's 44,000 properties in Platte County. In 2023, the Platte County Board of Equalization dropped assessments on 136 properties, more than $430 million. Businesses like Zona Rosa, Hilton, and others.
These are BOE members that lowered their own, and how much they lowered it.
Cox says BOE board members lowered their own assessments by more than $2.4 million.
Who's this order to? It's ordering the BOE.
In 2024, a year when tax assessments stay the same, the Platte County BOE heard less than 90 cases and reduced their assessments by more than $118 million.
There's no methodology to it. I've got statistical information backing all my values.
In Platte County, Brian Johnson, KMBC 9 News.
Platte County commissioners blame school districts and the assessor. We reached out to the 3 Platte County commissioners who appoint the Board of Equalization. They were not available for comment. On the phone, presiding commissioner Scott Fricker told us the assessment didn't do his job, and the assessor didn't do his job, I should say. They say that he supports the BOE and will defend it. Fricker adds that Platte County will try to negotiate a settlement with the state and seek relief through the legislature. Commissioners may also ask the governor to get involved. Right now, it is National Clear the Shelters Month, and Casey Pet Project needs your help. The animal shelter does not have any open kennels, and staff need space for about 50 pets that come into the shelter every single day. In order to help, this weekend, you can give an animal a forever home for just $25. That includes puppies and kittens. Every adoption will include spay and neuter and microchipping, as well as vaccinations.
One of the reasons that Casey Pet Project sees the problem like so much more than maybe some of the other shelters in the area is because we are the only open admission shelter for the city of Kansas City, and we are the only shelter that cannot say no to pets coming in.
You can check out caseypetproject.org/adopt to see what animals you can bring home today. Struggling to pay down your credit card debt? We'll share the simple ways you can take control back next in our Consumer Reports.
Your station leading the way, saving you money with tips to make ends meet when times are tight. KMBC 9 News.
If you have credit card debt, you might know that feeling of struggling to keep up with payments. Well, there are some ways to take back control. KMBC 9's Donna Pittman and Consumer Reports have some simple steps to pay down your debt and start to get ahead.
I started to feel the crunch when I started to use credit cards for just daily essentials.
For Jennifer Pius, more expenses and less money coming in meant one thing. She had to lean on credit cards just to stay afloat.
I knew that that was a big red flag.
Jennifer is far from alone. Americans owe a combined $1.18 trillion in credit card debt, and the average balance per household is around $6,000. With many credit cards with interest rates above 20%, it's tough to make a dent. So what can you do if you're struggling to pay down your credit card debt? Consumer Reports' Lisa Gill says try to hit pause on using your cards and look for ways to cut back on monthly spending.
Take any extra money and pay down the debt on the card with the highest interest rate. Doing that helps you save more in the long run because you're tackling the most expensive debt first.
If your credit score is in good shape, you could move your high interest balance to a card that offers 0% interest for the first year or so. Just try to pay it off before that period ends or the usually high interest rates kick back in. Try adjusting your payment dates to line up with your payday. It can make staying on top of bills a lot easier. Some credit cards let you pick your own due date, set up automatic payments. That way, at least the minimum gets paid on time and you to avoid late fees. But if your debt is becoming too much, pick up the phone and call the credit card company, explain your situation, ask for a lowered interest rate, and if they offer a hardship plan.
The credit card company may temporarily lower your interest rate, reduce your minimum payment, or even waive certain fees, usually for a few months or even up to a year.
You can also contact a reputable nonprofit credit counseling agency. They may be able to lower your interest rates and consolidate your debt into one manageable monthly payment. That's what Jennifer did. She worked with the nonprofit credit counseling agency Money Management International, which helped her take control of her debt.
They offered me a lifeline in that aspect.
Here's another step that really helps. Take a few minutes every week to review your finances, see what's coming in, what's going out, and what's due soon. Catching issues early gives you time to adjust before a payment is missed. Donna Pittman, KMBC 9 News.
You can stay up to date on consumer news by signing up for our newsletter. Just scan this QR code on your screen to get started and stay informed with all the essential updates.
Exclusive live radar and 9-day forecast, so you'll know first. This is First Alert Weather.
So, Pete, after all the excessive heat, the flooding, the rain, I was so excited for this forecast.
Yeah.
And then this smog has just kind of taken over.
Just another impact day we have to deal with. I mean,
too many.
We've had a variety. I mean, really,
Yeah.
You said that earlier. But the good news is, with this wind kicking in from the east-southeast direction, it's going to slowly help push and clear things out for us. Look in the middle of the screen there. This is for Saturday tonight, 8 o'clock. If you watch carefully, this is predicted for tomorrow. Notice how it just kind of erodes away across Missouri into Kansas. All that's being pushed out. The air starts to clean up just a little bit. So that's why I really think it's going to be much better off this time tomorrow evening. And hopefully we're not going to make that an impact day because, like I said, things seem to be shaping up to our favor. Now, chance of rain is tomorrow, a spotty shower chance, and I mean like a very light shower. Those very few of you who will get that shower, it won't last very long. But right now, everybody gets this. If you're heading out this evening, kind of keep that in mind, a little bit of haziness and smoke in the atmosphere. The heat index at 79, really not that much of a factor, but it is 76 degrees on the thermometer. Relative humidity at 50%, and the wind speeds about 10 to 15 miles an hour. 78 degrees in Smithville. It is nice to be talking about 70s right now for this time of year, coming off the triple-digit heat just last week. 76 Excelsior Springs, 78 in Tonganoxie, Olathe, Gardner, also Grandview, Lee Summit. You're at 76 degrees. And future scan for tomorrow morning looks good, but then by midday you'll see a little bit of cloudiness move in. Watch the clock up here. Sunday afternoon, clouds come in. There's your little spotty shower activity. Again, not everybody's going to get this. I just don't want for you to be surprised if you're one of the few that gets that quick little shower and just kind of moves on out. But the chance is there. And then as we get to late tomorrow night, the chances really fall off. And then it's going to be a rain-free Monday and Tuesday. Speaking of which, 9-day forecast. Tomorrow morning, you start out about 58, a nice cool morning start. 77 in the afternoon. That light shower possibility is there from 1 o'clock until about 7:30, 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Your wind flow about 5 to 10 miles an hour from an east-southeast direction. Monday, lots of sunshine. Notice the temperature rise up to 80 degrees, slowly getting back where we should be for this time of year. 79 for Chillicothe, 82 for Ottawa, and Butler about 83 in the afternoon for your Monday. Tuesday up to 85. The normal high for this date is 89, so we're creeping upward. There's a chance of a shower on Wednesday with a high of 87, and then we start to surpass that normal high. Above normal temperatures beginning with Thursday's high up to about 90 to 91. That carries into Friday. A few showers next weekend for Saturday. As of right now, it looks pretty widespread come Sunday with a high of 87. So temperature-wise, just remember, starting Wednesday, Thursday of next week, temperatures soaring above normal for the entire Central Plains and the Midwest. And when it comes to precipitation, this is kind of encouraging. We start to get those spotty rain chances next week, but it gets a little more active as we talk about next weekend to the following Monday and Tuesday. So we continue with the well-needed rainfall.
Okay, wow. I appreciate the forecast. I know there's a lot going on there. Thanks, Pete. Well, a former Chiefs player makes his way into the NFL Hall of Fame. We'll share who next.
Well, the Royals cruised to a win on Friday in Toronto. Even got a home run from the newest Royal, Mike Yastrzemski. Home run in his first at-bat with the team. The Royals riding a 3-game win streak into their afternoon matchup in Toronto today. Fell behind 3-0, trying to get a rally going here. Salvi, he's been doing it this season. He's going to lift one way up high and into the stands. His 20th home run of the season. That's 9 seasons with at least 20 home runs. That is a team record. A couple innings later, the Royals cutting into the lead. Going to be a man on third. Kyle Isbell. That's how you lie down, a little drag bunt. Sack bunt brings in a run to score. The Royals make it 3-2, but the bullpen, well, they're going to have a little bit of trouble. Cruz putting a couple of runners on, and then this RBI single puts the Blue Jays right back in front by 2. The Royals tried, but just could not close the gap. Frazier, with the final chance, he's going to strike out in the top of the 9th to end the game. The win streak over. The Royals and Jays going to close out the series with the rubber match on Sunday. Chiefs rolling right along through training camp, counting down to the first preseason game. Taylor Kaufman spent her Saturday morning up in St. Joe, where the team's looking more and more like they're ready for game action.
Dave Tobe told us today that the staff grades the players every single day, which means every single day truly counts here at Chiefs training camp. We're seeing a lot of competition in the wide receiver room. One guy that the Chiefs added last year was Tyquan Thornton, but he was brought on to the practice squad, so now he's competing for the 53-man roster.
As soon as I got off that flight, had a new mindset, new opportunity.
Another receiver out there is Rashee Rice. He missed most of last season with a knee injury, but he's back out there and feeling good.
I feel 100%. I'm excited to be back out here with the guys. Basically, back where I left off at. So, only thing is, get back on the field and just continue to have fun doing what I do.
A lot of these receivers are also getting reps on the kick return, which will definitely help when it comes to making the 53-man roster. From St. Joseph, Missouri, I'm Taylor Kaufman, KMBC 9 News.
Thank you, Taylor. Make that this current Chiefs team has at least 2 or 3 guaranteed Hall of Famers, but that's way down the line. Today, a former Chiefs player inducted into Canton. Defensive end right there with the cowboy hat on. That's Jared Allen. He's now a Hall of Famer. Allen was drafted by the Chiefs, you remember, in 2004, played 4 seasons at Arrowhead, but the Chiefs shipped him away to the Minnesota Vikings. There, he turned into one of the top defensive pass rushers in the league, finished his career with 4 Pro Bowls, 136 sacks. Allen thanked all the teams he played for in his career, including the Chiefs, and said thank you especially to the Hunt family for making his NFL dream come true. And a little break, actually make that a long break, couldn't slow down the top team in the NWSL. The Current back on the pitch last night. First league match in about 6 weeks. They picked right back up where they left off, shutting out Racing Louisville. Shawinga doing what she does, adding her 9th goal of the season, and the Current improved to 12-2. We'll be right back.